This year, Yellowstone National Park is a must-see for 8 reasons. You'll be able to get away from the throng if you're prepared to travel, and Yellowstone is the location to do it. Here are 8 good reasons to visit the world's first national park this summer. 1. Drive past it to get a better view. One of the finest ways to view the park is by vehicle, which is now the safest mode of transportation. On the 142 and 96-mile upper and lower loops, respectively, of Yellowstone's 2 circular roads, visitors may see the park's highlights. Among the highlights of the lower loop are the Old Faithful Geyser, the Yellowstone Grand Canyon, Hayden Valley, and the Grand Prismatic Spring. Mammoth Hot Spring Terraces, Obsidian Cliffs, Lammer Valley, and the NORRIS Geyser Basin are all on the upper loop's itinerary. On its typical route, the upper loop climbs Dunraven Pass after passing Mt. Washburn. However, the section of the loop between Roosevelt Junction and Tower Junction will be blocked until spring 2022 because of ongoing work. For the next 2 summers, the whole upper loop will be impassable. 2. When possible, stay away from large groups of people. With a few easy tricks, you can avoid the most congested areas of Yellowstone this summer. Old Faithful's eruptions may attract up to 2,000 onlookers between lunch and supper, depending on the weather. The world's most renowned geyser erupts with only a quarter of that number of people if you visit it in the first few hours after dawn or before sunset, 6-8 p.m. Both the Grand Prismatic Spring and Mammoth Hot Spring Terraces should be seen at least once in your lifetime. The best way to escape crowds at Yellowstone is to go beyond the park's most popular thermal features, of which there are more than 10,000. It doesn't matter what time of day you visit the Midway Geyser Basin. The people are almost non-existent. In the NORRIS Geyser Basin, which is about 30 miles north of Old Faithful, you'll find the park's hottest, acidic, and most variable thermal area. There are 193 geysers here, including Steamboat Geyser, the world's tallest active geyser, and ECHINUS Geyser, the world's largest acid water geyser. Green Dragon Spring is a sulfur-lined cave filled with steam, and many of these views may be seen from the 2.25-mile boardwalk that winds through the area. 3. Take a picnic. There are several picnic areas in the country's first national park. At the Mammoth Terrace Grill, you may order a hamburger or deli sandwich and enjoy it on a seat overlooking the Mammoth Terrace's boardwalks. The South Rim's Scenic Drives Artist Point provides views of Yellowstone's 308-foot-tall lower falls of the Yellowstone. Or you may stop at Canyon Eatery and pick up a lunch to go. 4. Keep an eye out for animals. Because of the variety and abundance of species that may be seen there, Yellowstone is described as America's Serengeti. This national park is home to almost 300 kinds of birds, 16 kinds of fish, 5 kinds of amphibians, 6 kinds of reptiles, and 67 kinds of mammals. The park is one of the few areas in the lower 48 states where you can still see all of the species of animals that were present in the region before to the advent of Europeans today. If you're hoping to see a wolf, the Hayden and Lammer Valleys are the best places to look, although animals may be seen anywhere, including in the middle of the road. Park guidelines require that visitors maintain a minimum of 25 yards away from large animals like bighorn sheep, bison, and elk, and a maximum of 100 yards away from bears and wolves while photographing them. Animals and humans alike are at risk, thus this is necessary for both their protection. Bison can gallop up to 25 mph and leap 6 feet in the air, despite their bulky appearance. Getting too near to these ferocious creatures is a common cause of human death each year. 5. Go on a walk. Despite the fact that Yellowstone has more than 900 miles of hiking paths, only a small percentage of people actually take use of them. Ferry Falls and back is a 5-mile round-trip walk, whereas the 39-mile point-to-point Bachelor River Trail is a more difficult, remote, and popular trek. Any path you choose will take you through some of the park's most beautiful vistas. Six, take a ride on a bicycle. After months of being cooped up, nothing beats the rush of riding a bike around the park with the wind rushing through your helmet. Yellowstone is a great place to ride a bicycle because of its gravel roads and paved walkways. To go from Old Faithful Snow Lodge to Morning Glory Pool, a paved trail extends for 3 kilometers. A 3-mile round-trip ride in the Midway Geyser Basin may be found 6 miles north of Old Faithful on the now-closed Fountain Freight Road. Lone Star Geyser may be reached through a 9-mile round-trip by ride. 7. By boat, you can see more of the area. In terms of surface area, Yellowstone Lake is the country's biggest high-altitude lake, covering an area about the size of Washington, D.C. The coastline of the lake, which is 20 miles long and 14 miles broad, is 141 kilometers in length. Rent a 40-horsepower speedboat from Bridge Bay Marina for 1 to 8 hours to get the most out of your lake travels. Is owning a boat something you'd rather avoid? Charter boats are also available for rent at Bridge Bay Marina, each with a skipper on board. In 2-hour increments, they can fit up to 6 people. Whether you'd like a sightseeing tour or a fishing trip, you tell the skipper what you want to do. If you want to go fishing, all of the necessary equipment is included in the rental price. 8. It's time to saddle up and ride your horse. Rides lasting 1 and 2 hours will be offered at the Canyon Corrals this summer. Ride through meadows and pine trees, 1-hour ride, or around the rim of Cascade Canyon and through a forest regrowing following the 1988 fires that devastated 36% of the park, 2-hour ride. Riders must be at least 8 years old, be at least 48 inches tall, and weigh less than 240 pounds. In order to participate, riders aged 8 to 17 must be accompanied by an adult.